I want to talk to you about Cumulus Retail POS by Celerant, and in today's conversation, we want to know whether this POS system is really worth it. So here's a presentation I want you to pay attention to. So when you think about Cumulus, I want you to think about a very agile, a very cloud-based, and a very, very innovative POS system. It's basically a real-time retail software tool that uses an integrated system to manage various areas of a retail organization, including POS, back office functions, inventory management. That's really cool, right? You also have warehouse management. You have distribution center. You have allocation, e-commerce, data mining, reporting, and others. So when you think about Cumulus, I want you to think about an all-in-one program, if you will. And so this Cumulus program is based on a Java platform. So Command Retail by Celerant Technology basically is the larger sort of umbrella that covers Cumulus. And it is a supply chain management and retail point of sale software solution that enables retailers to manage all aspects of their operations from a central location. So I want you to really think about, when you think about Cumulus, I want you to think about centralization. I want you to think about effectiveness. I want you to think about efficiency. So this solution, Cumulus, is actually used by retail businesses of every size that sell their products directly to the end customer, including verticals such as footwear, for instance, fashion, pharmacies, museums, and sporting goods retailers. That's kind of cool. That's what we have seen in our research. So when you think about the Cumulus, I want you to think about an all-in-one solution that provides all kinds of capabilities for the entire supply chain and retail sales lifecycle, from say procurement all the way to say inventory control and omni-channel order fulfillment. So you have a tool that covers the whole 9 yards, if you will. Okay. And so you are able to orchestrate your sales and distribution processes under a single, fully integrated umbrella. So when you think about Cumulus, think about that. Think about centralization. So think about supply chain management and think about POS. Okay. So what are the pros and cons of Cumulus? The pros first. You have a tool that supports in-depth integration in the POS system. The implementation of the software is very easy. Being web-based, this tool is easily accessible from any location, and customer support is really fast and helpful. So that's really cool. What about the cons here? Well, basically, there could be some lagging, if you will, with the software, and you have a local service option that's not really clear. You need to add an option for users to view on-hand items, and you also have intra and interdepartmental communication need to be strengthened within the software. Right now, it's not really where it should be at. Let me talk to you about the value added here. So when we think about Cumulus Retail POS by Celerant, it's important to understand that you have two versions of the solution. Okay, so what Celerant Command does is that they have one for small and mid-sized businesses and one for enterprise level retailers. So depending on the selected plan that you have, you are going to have access to individual features that are totally different. And another way where Celerant really adds value is that it has a comprehensive inventory management module that features a real-time stock visibility, cycle count support, automated replenishment, and POS system integration. So when we talk about system integration, we're talking about a process that enables all aspects of your retail operation to be totally integrated. Okay, and there is also e-commerce support, including both custom e-commerce storefront design tools, as well as integration with third-party e-commerce platforms such as Shopify, Magento, you name it. Okay, and this tool also comes with omni-channel fulfillment capabilities and has an in-depth accounting module, analytical reporting, digital marketing support, and more. So what we love about Cumulus Retail here is that we love the fact that you have a retail tool that's really adding value across the board, across your supply chain operations. So that's really good. So if you were to look at your value chain, and specifically your supply chain, Cumulus can really add value across all layers. And we also love the fact that this tool, Cumulus, adds value because it consolidates essential retail functions, simplifies processes, reduces errors, and saves time. For instance, real-time inventory tracking and analytics are within the tool, so that you are, as a retailer, able to optimize stock levels and make data-driven decisions improving efficiency and minimizing costs. So that's really cool. So when you think about it, you can actually enhance the customer experience by ensuring popular items are in stock while reducing wait times. And additionally, one area where Cumulus Retail actually adds value here is that you have a seamless integration. So seamless integration of both e-commerce and brick and mortar operations that really help you when you think about it, expand market reach and drive business growth over time. So that's really a great value added capability there. And so ultimately, Celerant Command Retails actually has a comprehensive and adaptable solution that can really help you lead to higher revenue and increase competitiveness for all kinds of retailers across all kinds of industries. Let me talk to you about the features that you can expect to have within Cumulus Retail. Now, when we think about Cumulus Retail, we're thinking about an all-in-one solution, right? So you have a long list of features, and those features are really comprehensive because not only in breadth but also depth. So the breadth and depth of those features are really, those two are really commendable. So you have features such as activity dashboard, ad hoc reporting, auditing, automatic notifications, collaboration management, configurable workflow, real-time reporting, workflow management, file management, integrations API. So those are really good because you are able to integrate Cumulus Retail in your existing tech stack. You also have receiving, job tracking, search functionality, mobile user support, summary reports, performance and reliability, reporting. You have statistics also. Another thing we love, another set of features that we love a lot within Cumulus is that you have the ability to track things across the board. So activity tracking is important, scheduling, reports, analytical reporting, task management, approval process, control. You also have batch processing. So if you are in an industry where you have to really care about your batches, batch processing can be really helpful here. You have also billing and invoicing, built-in database, client portal, collaboration, communication management. What we love about Cumulus here is that the way they actually roll out their features, they're constantly trying to make sure that they foster a collaborative environment within your team. For instance, you have data verification, you have email alerts, you have filtered views. Filtered views are really important because then your team, all kinds of team members, can follow what's really happening. Mobile integration is there as well. You have multi-user collaboration. You have internal notes, progress tracking, real-time analytics, real-time updates, status tracking, target setting, and template management. So this is another area where you are able to get things done a lot faster. We also love the fact that basically within Cumulus, you have multilingual capabilities. So you have monitoring, you have multi-language, multi-currency capabilities, projections, audit trail, data mapping, data storage management. That's really good. You also have a customer database for you to have a clear idea of what's really happening. So overall, what we love about the features here is that you have ROI tracking, for instance. So you are actually you're engaged in multiple modules from revenue tracking all the way to CRO. So customer retention optimization, for instance, is just fantastic. Now I want to talk to you about another aspect of Cumulus here, and I want to focus very clearly on the extras. So what are the extras that you can really expect when it comes to this tool? Well, the extras is that, first of all, in terms of the target audience, you have small to medium size, but also large enterprises. So Cumulus, as I said a little earlier, they have two modules, one for small and mid-sized businesses, another for large enterprises. So that's really good in terms of flexibility. In terms of the markets they really target, they want to target the United States, Canada, so that's North America in general, but they also are trying to really make inroads in Europe, for instance, and also Australia. So that's really cool in terms of, so if you have an operation, if you have operations in Australia and New Zealand, or let's just say, or even in Europe, for instance, you will love the fact that Cumulus Retail can actually cover you. In terms of languages that they support, they support English, French, and Spanish, and support is there for your software, not a problem. So support is available. So you have a live rep 24/7. There are business hours, so they also do in terms of client onboarding, you are able to email a service, and they will get back to you within 24 hours. So that's really good in terms of giving flexibility to the customer. And so there is actually internal ticketing. There's a knowledge base. So if you can really rate stuff yourself, you have online support if needed. You have phone support. And phone support is there, but you got to really pay a higher tier. I'll speak about cost later on so you have a clear idea of what I'm talking about. But this is important to really think about. And in terms of training, you have the ability to get training via video, documentation, in person, live online, onboarding. Also, you have tutorials, you have web conference, and you have webinars. So when we talk about training, you can see that you have a large area of training conduits for you to really beef up your knowledge. And access control is really strong also with Cumulus Retail POS. You have data backup in multiple locations, geo regions, multi-factor authentication options, GDPR compliance. So if you have operations in Europe or in the EU area, you'll be well covered. You also have user access roles. We love that a lot, and we also love the fact that you have a HTTPS for all pages. That's really cool. You have multi-factor authentication options for all kinds of units within your operation, your supply chain, and you have encryption of sensitive data at the rest. So that's just fantastic. I want to talk to you now about the pricing here. You can see the pricing on the screen here. So you have like 4 tiers of pricing, and those are actually 2, but they are constantly sort of expanding their pricing tiers. So you have the Stratus Enterprise, the Cumulus Retail Point of Sale. That's the POS solution only. So this applies for 1 POS and 5 back office. And then you have the Cumulus Retail E-commerce. So that's for 2 back office, and you have the Cumulus Retail all-in-one. And this is actually a one POS and 5 back office, but this is an all-in-one. It has all other, all kinds of stuff. Okay, and so the bottom line here is what the all-in-one is actually great for enterprise level organizations, and so it's $350, but the price will actually go up depending upon the kind of needs that you have. Okay, but in all circumstances, it's always better to contact Cumulus Retail first before actually getting a clear idea about what's really happening. And so because again, the cost will change based on the number of store users you have, because you have store users, but also back office users, right? Store users, that's the POS, and back office, those are the office users. And so if you saw a little earlier that the 350, for instance, for the all-in-one, that's for one POS. So that's 1 store user. So if you have 5 or 10 store users, do the math. You can see exactly how much this can cost you. Now, one thing I want to say is that when we analyze a Cumulus Retail POS, we love the innovation. We love the fact that the efficiency that the software brings to your operation, but it's not cheap. So you got to have a certain critical mass, if you will, revenue-wise, to be able to afford Cumulus, because the cost they put, like $350 or $250 or $150, that's actually that's an incremental cost. Like the more users you have, the higher your cost will go. So you got to be really clear about how much you're looking for before doing anything. Okay, so those prices I just showed you are starting prices. So those are minimums, starting at $125, $250, and $350. So those are starting prices. Important to keep in mind. Let me talk to you about the rivals here. So when we think about Cumulus, what kind of rivals are we talking about? Well, Cumulus Retail POS is in a very, very, very competitive, a very crowded field, if you will. And so they're not the only one, okay? So they actually competes in the SCM and retail POS market, because when we analyze Celerant, we think about the SCM, supply chain management, and retail POS. Those are 2 different markets, although they are a little bit interrelated. And so Celerant is actually in those 2 markets, and they actually compete with a lot of players and other players. For instance, you have Gesta Vision, you have River Logic, you have Vend, you have iDempier. Those are just. You also have QuickBooks, of course. You have a Lightspeed. You have a lot of players. Okay, And so it's important for you to really understand that for you to really find the right sort of a SEM slash retail POS solution, you got to ask yourself, what are my needs? You want to research and analyze the available competitors and their products, because different systems cater to different operational needs and industry specific requirements. So the thing is that, thinking about doing an in-depth audit of for instance, your current SCM systems will help you, because then when you do a research, when you actually analyze or investigate your current supply chain management systems capability, you are able to identify its strengths and weaknesses. So you have a solid foundation in the end for your enterprise software purchasing decision. That way, okay, we're getting this software. This will help. This will help us address this problem that we have and that we have had for whatever years. Okay. And so you can actually look into the features. The features are important because you want to pay attention to the modules, the sub modules, the individual features also that are contained within each product. So when we analyze an SEM and retail POS software tool, we really have to go granular, because the costs are pretty high, and you do not want to actually have a negative ROI later on because you quote unquote forgot to take one criterion into account. So what is our verdict here? When we think about Cumulus Retail POS, should you buy it or should you not buy it? Well, our answer is pretty clear. Yes, we recommend it. Yes, you should buy it, as long as it responds to your specific needs, right? Because the whole thing is not just to buy Cumulus, just to buy it. I mean, the tool is great, but it's great for certain reasons. For certain reasons, the tool is great for certain needs, if you will. Okay. Now, the typical customers include small, medium, and large size businesses. That's the cool thing about Cumulus, because they actually cover the whole 9 yards. But when it comes to the specific capabilities that the tool can have for you, you got to really ask yourself: are you looking for a point of sale system? Are you looking for an SEM tool? Are you looking for a supply chain management tool? Are you trying to really manage products and customers? Are you trying to track real-time sales? Are you trying to manage store and website inventory? Those are elements, among other things, where Cumulus can really help you, right? So because at the end, you are able to create and modify products, win customer loyalty, get real-time reporting, and make sales without limitations. If you want to really have an idea of what's really happening to your revenue chain, your cash inflows and cash outflows, having a tool such as Cumulus Retail POS can really help a lot. And if you're looking for an SEM slash POS tool that has inventory and fulfillment, vendor management, online marketplace integration, then you can really go for this Cumulus Retail. Okay, keep in mind that this is actually this tool has an only one system. You have a dedicated team. So what happens here is that when you purchase Cumulus Retail, and that's what we love a lot, you're basically assigned a dedicated implementation manager to assist you throughout the onboarding process to ensure the software works the way you need it to. And once you go live, you'll have access to live tech support in the United States with an average wait time of only 30 seconds, 30 to 45 seconds. That's just fantastic. But keep in mind that you always have the ability to scale, right? You have the ability for scalability. So if and when you require, let's say, a fully customizable solution, Celerant offers a seamless upgrade to Stratus Enterprise. If your business requires advanced functionality but you're not ready to upgrade, you can access many enterprise level features a la carte until you are ready to make the switch. So that's really cool. That's really fantastic. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. Let me do a quick recap here. So in today's conversation, I spoke to you about Cumulus Retail POS by Celerant. I give you the presentation, the value added, the features, the extras, the pricing, the rivals, the verdict, and now the recap. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.